good? What's good? It's your boy, Mr. ScrilltownHimself, himself, aka Mr. Fetty, aka Fetty Skrills. Today's episode is gonna be about fixed and growth mindsets, fixed and growth mentalities. I guess I just came on. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about how it affects things and how it affects people when you're trying to pursue different things, when you're trying to better yourself. So I had a conversation last couple of weeks with somebody, and he we talk, we talk periodically from time to time, and he's always like, give me good advice, for the most part. Who we got on here? Let's see who we got on here. Got two people. Ain't shout out, man. Give me a shout out or something. What's up? Holla at me. Throw the deuces up or something. Anyway, so yeah, I'm having a conversation with one of my mentors, and he's chopping it up with me, telling me, the do's and don'ts. What's going on, Justin, man? What's popping, man? Salute. And during this conversation, he's like, hey man, every time I see you, you always doing something. You got so many hats. You got so much stuff going on. And I was laughing about it because that's the way I came up. That's people that raised me, people that I grew up around. They had a lot of hats. Whether it was good or bad, they had a lot of hats. Yep. Shout out to you, man. Shout out, salute. Um, Shout out, Justin. Yeah, so they had a lot of hats, and which caused me to have a lot of hats once I became of age. But anyway, during the conversation, he was like, you know, you just do so much, basically. And I've always thought that was a compliment. I never thought that it was nothing negative about doing too much. As long as you ain't doing too much of the wrong thing or doing too much to the point where you're wasting your time, I've never thought of it to be nothing but a compliment. But the way we talking, it wasn't like it was a compliment. He was basically saying that you need to figure out one thing and roll with it, and that ain't to me. Yeah, I disagree with that because I'm like, first and foremost, it's all about growing. It's never about just staying still. I've never been one of those cats that stayed still. You can ask anybody that knows me; they'll tell you like I'm constantly moving. I get bored real easily. I don't need a whole bunch of tension, but I do. I get bored. And if it's something that I think I can, make better, then that's what I'm going to try to do. So anyway, I thought about it. I slept on it for a little bit because, this person that I was talking to, he's been in high places. He got his stuff together. He's succeeded out here, which is good. But I've always been one to think. I'm a thinker. So with that being said, I'm gonna come to you today with like I said, fixed and growth mindsets. And I want to know what y'all mentality is on this. Where's your mindset at? So when I say fixed and growth mindsets, what I mean by that is that in life you have one or the other. Some people stick to one side, others want to innovate and grow. If you so I'm gonna read something to you. So if you have a fixed mindset, then you avoid failure. You have the desire to look smart. You avoid challenges. You stick to what you know, and you ignore useful negative feedback. So but on the growth side, it's more like you desire to continue to learn. You confront uncertainties. You embrace challenges. You're not afraid to fail. And then you learn from your criticism. So, which one do you think you really want to be in life? Do you want to be a person that just kind of stands still and do things the way they've always been, move the way you've always moved, or do you want to be a person that can grow, can learn, uh, can be one of those people that It's easy to learn. You can teach a old dog new tricks. You want to grow. You want to advance yourself. Which one do you want to be? Because I see people out here every day in all walks of life that play on both sides. One, you get one person that you can't tell them nothing. They know everything. They don't want to learn nothing new. They don't want to hear nothing new. They want to stick to what they know. And then you get another person that's always willing to learn new things, always willing to try new things, and so forth. So, going back to this conversation that I had with him, after reading this, after speaking to someone about this, it kind of made me think that that person was, had a fixed mindset. And that, even though life, the world, the way we do things has changed over a period of 20 years, some people don't want to change. Some people don't want to learn how to innovate themselves, how to, make things better. They don't want to grow. And, with that, it's like you can only go so far if you don't want to grow. You can only go so far if you stand still, if you sit down, if you lay down. Those are all fixed mentalities. Growing mentalities is people that are willing to learn, people that are willing to listen, people that are willing to educate themselves, people that are willing to, learn from others. Those are all people that are have that growth mentality and that mindset. So, that's why I put that question up, like, which mindset do you have currently? Like, because, at the end of the day, you can always change. You can always change your ways of thinking. But do you want to change your way of thinking? And this ain't just related to music. This is related to life. This is more of one of those things where you can be a certain way and all of a sudden you can say, you know what, this ain't working for me. This just ain't working for me. Let me try something else. And that, so I challenge you all to look at yourself and think, which mindset do you have today? Because that mindset can always change. It don't necessarily have to stay the same. In business, it has to change for you to succeed. It has to. Don't let nobody tell you that if you just stick to what you know, that it's always going to be the same. It could possibly be the same. Don't get me wrong. But 9 times out of 10, things are going to change. Let's think about what has happened over the past year and how people had to get creative about making money because they were so used to making money a certain way. With the pandemic, it challenged everyone, challenged us all. Every way of you, any way that you could think of it, it challenged us. So a creative person figured it out. A person that's not creative didn't figure it out. And some people are still struggling to this day because of it. So like I said, I challenge you all, to see if you guys will be that type of person that's willing to grow. Because I honestly think that there's nothing wrong with wanting to learn more, educating yourself. I tell people all the time, when they contact me and they ask me about certain things, educate yourself. I shouldn't have to tell you everything. Get out there, get online, do your research. But a fixed person with a fixed mindset don't want to do that. A fixed person may know a way that it was done before and thinks that that's the only way it can be done. And that's where I say, like, you have to challenge yourself. You have to go out and educate, do your research, and be willing to learn new things. Be willing to move different ways. Trust me, it'll help you succeed. Because if you stay in that same lane, that's like the safe zone for some people, if that makes any sense. It's the safe zone. I'm going to stay doing things the way I've been doing them, avoid anything new, and I'm just going to stick with it because this is all I know. Well, that ain't the way we live life anymore. And every day things are changing. I know people that Every time you talk to them, it's like, well, so and so told me that blah blah blah. And all that does is tell me is that you didn't go out and do your own research. You listening to somebody. So yeah, like I said, it's always good to educate yourself. And to be honest, you can go either way with it. But like I said, I would always advise to have that growth mentality, to have that growth mindset. You can do a lot more with learning things. I used to be one of those people that was that had a fixed mindset. If it my old motto was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But then you learn that you falling behind. I had people that were younger than me that were teaching me things that I felt like I should have already known. And doing things differently, making the job easier, making things happen a lot quicker and better. So that's why I say, like, now I went from being having that fixed mindset, to having that growth mindset, because everything that I used to do was set on how things always have been. Then I got to a point where I started looking at them and looking how they was moving and how they making things happen. And I was like, wow, I'm slipping. I didn't fell behind the curve. People that, I mean, maybe had been 5, 10, maybe 5 or 6 years younger than me. They was already way more advanced because they was willing to learn every day. And then you get people, that want to second guess you and question you and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that either, because a lot of times with anybody with a fixed mindset is basically basing what they know off of things from the past, not going forward, not moving forward. So yeah, I just challenge you all to think about that, and ask yourself which mindset do you have, and challenge yourself, you know, to grow. That's all I ask. So yeah, I want to thank whoever tuned in tonight, and until next time, I will be out. Holla.